Hello, everyone. On today's IRS Tax Refund update, we'll take a look at the latest developments with those ongoing tax refund delays, including the next round of tax refunds scheduled for release this week. We also have the latest update just out from the IRS on the remaining tax return backlog, so we'll take a look at that, including amended tax returns. We'll then report on the ongoing issue of direct deposit refunds being sent out by the IRS to e filers only to be returned to the IRS by certain banks and tax processor TPG, and we'll also take a look at adjusted refunds. Starting off with the next round of tax refunds scheduled for release this week, with the next batch of direct deposit refunds scheduled to be transmitted to banks on August 2nd, as confirmed by the tax transcript seen here. Do allow up until August 7th for it to post to your bank account before initiating a payment trace if you're part of that refund batch. For those of you waiting on paper checks, the next batch of those will be printed and mailed out by the IRS on August 4th, and most will receive those paper checks within 7 to 10 days, but do allow up until 30 days to receive it. Turning to the latest update from the IRS on the backlog of remaining unprocessed tax returns, as we saw yet another decrease to now 2.1 million returns remaining. So we do continue to see progress on a weekly basis. The largest movement in the past week came from paper return processing, which is now down to 548,000 returns remaining. However, those e-file returns and those requiring special processing is still stuck at 1.6 million. So at this point, it really seems paper returns will be cleared out before those e-file and special processing returns. For those of you waiting on amended returns, we saw another week of progress as the backlog of those is now at 1.27 million left. So this is the fifth consecutive update in which we did see a decrease of the backlog. While the IRS is still averaging 7 months to process amended returns, we've had some viewers actually have theirs adjusted and completed with a refund issued in 5 months. However, at this point, for those of you still waiting, it is going to be at least 5 months at this point. But we've also had viewers in the past wait up to 14 months, so do keep that in mind. Meanwhile, more reports of direct deposit refunds released by the IRS only to be held and returned to the IRS by either the tax processor or financial institution. Number of taxpayers, including those who filed with TurboTax and TaxSlayer, who both use the company TPG to process their tax refunds, are among those impacted by this problem, which can in turn lead to several additional months of waiting for that refund as a result, potentially. The pattern that has emerged is those who use those major tax filing companies to process their tax returns, in particular who received larger than average refunds and who use non traditional banking institutions such as Green Dot, Chime, and NetSpend, seem to be impacted by this problem in particular. Now, there are reports that it was the IRS themselves recalling these tax refunds. However, there is nothing to indicate that, and it is very unlikely. But rather, it is either the refund processor, TPG, or these institutions themselves that are sending these refunds back. Now, numerous taxpayers who are designated these non traditional banking institutions like Chime to receive their refunds are getting these messages where they're unable to receive that direct deposit refund, and in turn, it's being returned to sender. Now, it seems the pattern further indicates these companies do not want to accept these larger refund amounts due to possible improper refunds, and instead are returning them to the IRS so they can be issued as a paper check. This is another reason using a traditional bank or credit union is a better option for those with legitimate refunds. A new problem for those having their refunds sent back to the IRS by TPG is they're now being charged a return to the IRS fee like seen here. Now, the fee being charged is $30, and given the amount of people this is happening to, this can add up quickly. Also, a first refund transfer fee of $39.95 is also being reported as seen here. So, for those with legitimate refunds being impacted by this, be prepared to see this. However, once impacted, you must wait for the IRS to receive that paper check in the mail. Meanwhile, for some others actually ending up receiving that refund, they're reporting adjusted refunds. In some cases, instead of receiving money back, they now owe the IRS. Some causes of refund adjustments include simple entry errors that the IRS will autocorrect, which is a very common problem. Also, past due child support, federal agency non tax debt, certain unemployment benefits debt. Impacted taxpayers will receive a notice for the exact reason in the mail and may see Tax Topic 203 in their refund status results. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax refund issue, including when and how you filed your tax return. In the meantime, we'll keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.